In our reading from Corinthians this morning, we can hear clearly Paul's deep concern about what was taking place in the church at Corinth. Internal disagreements, divided loyalties, resentments and jealousies were hindering, blocking, standing in the way of the church from fulfilling its calling as an effective Christian community. Members had lost focus on what bound them together, and so effectiveness was being lost. This same thing can and does happen within congregations today. It can also happen within individual lives, as well as within communities. And when it does, whether in our personal lives or as a community, then we're held back. We're held back from being all we could be, which in turn hinders our capacity to reach out and to care for others. Now, as I indicated earlier, instead of going on with a sermon, we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to share with you a story, a very simple story, and invite each of you to make yourself as comfortable as you can. Pews don't sort of lend themselves to making people very comfortable, but do the best you can. And I would suggest that perhaps you close your eyes and just listen to the story and let your imagination take over. Right. Think of the cupboard. It is in the corner of your house, and you've not opened it for a very long time. Picture it. The paintwork is old, the handle is dusty. You stand facing it, trying to remember what is behind the door, but not quite sure. Is it books from the past, or old files, or old clothes, or things left over from childhood, or glass jars and rolls of wallpaper kept in a safe place, but never needed? And because you cannot quite remember, and because there is time, you stretch out and touch the handle. You open the door. The smell of mustiness meets you instantly. That's the smell you expected, but the sight is different. The shelves are neatly stacked with cardboard boxes the size of shoe boxes, and all are in very attractive colours. Scarlet and orange, apple green and turquoise, lilac and bronze, and deep yellow and silver grey. Such attractive boxes, and each one has a white label. Some have writing on them, and others have not. You look at the labels and read the words printed on some of them. Major disappointments, says one. Broken promises, says another. Lost loves. Unresolved conflicts. Nagging doubts, biggest failures, there are more yet as you move your eyes along the shelf. Anger, no encouragement, no thanks, unanswered prayers, secret wishes. Perhaps there are 30 boxes in all, and perhaps 20 or 25 have names on white labels. But some labels are blank, and you see resting on the shelf a black ink marker, and you wonder, should you? And then you decide to write some other categories on the blank labels. What will you write? What words will ring bells about who has failed you, or what you fear, or what annoys you? And so you write. What do you write? Personal hit list, chief regret, awkward customers, or what? What do you write? You stand back and you look again at the boxes, at the labels you noticed earlier. Major disappointments, broken promises, lost loves, unresolved conflicts, nagging doubts, anger, no encouragement, no thanks, secret wishes, and the labels which you wrote yourself. You look at them and sense a weird attractiveness in it all. Maybe these boxes could be of some use. Maybe letters could be filed in them. Maybe slips of paper with names could be put in them. Maybe. You lift one of the boxes, a scarlet one. It's empty and it's light. You reckon you could perhaps take 8 or 9 boxes in your arms, so you choose which ones you'll take. You look again at the labels facing you, and you choose the ones you want to take. You pile them on your arms, the labels facing you. They come up to your chin and a bit above. You balance the boxes, and with your foot, you shut the cupboard. And you're just thinking about where to put your new discoveries when the front doorbell rings. Who could it be? You go to the window and look outside, and 3 houses along, the Salvos are collecting money for charity. But you can't see if it's one of them at your door. You can't see the door. The doorbell rings again, and you go to another window. You peer round the boxes and see on the other side of the street a little girl crossing the road. She's running fast. You see her trip. Down she goes, and the tears start. And you want to help her, but you're holding these boxes, and there's someone at the door. You begin to panic. Where will you put them? They're getting heavier now, awkward to carry. You can't return them to the cupboard because you've shut the cupboard, and you can't put them in the hall or in the sitting room. What would anyone think if they saw these titles which so attracted you earlier? The doorbell rings again. and you feel you have to answer it. It might be important. So in a sweat, you make your way to the door, watching your feet in case you stumble. And as you get to it, the bell rings again. Almost in desperation, you say, "It's open." The handle turns and the door swings towards you. But who is standing there you cannot see, because the boxes are between you and the stranger. And just as you feel you're going to panic, a warm, reassuring voice says, "I've come to take your boxes away. I've come to take your boxes away." And then 2 hands touch yours and relieve you of your burden. And you see going away from you the things you were so keen to clutch not so long ago. You watch them move away from you, the attractive boxes with the curiously attractive titles, the disappointments, the letdowns, the hit list, the poor me's, the chief regrets you have almost come to cherish. You do not see the face of the stranger who has relieved you of your load. You only see the back. You stare as the stranger walks down the street and into the distance, and you would stare longer, but something is pulling at your leg. You look down, and there on the doorstep is the little girl with the skin knee. You can help her now. Your hands are free. Let us join together in singing our next hymn, which is hymn, I think it's 693. 693, Come As You Are.